Hi everybody, welcome to Card Readings. I'm Margaret. If you like the scribe, I'll put your thumbs up if you want. Now I'm going to go through from 21 to 30, I think it was, in my psychic reading rules. It's based on me, so if a client comes to me and say, what's your rules, what's your values, that's why I'll hand to them. Feel free to use it. I'm happy for you to use it. And it's not one super type of reading. It could be related for platform, private readings, like missing people readings, crime readings. It could be pretty much anything, but this is what I go through. But if you guys want to use it, go for it. Yeah. So the first one, just for you. It's just for me. So I use this in a sample because a lot of people out there will change their way of doing things. Depends on the person. Um, I just like to be me. I don't change who I am, and it gets yourself in trouble too, I reckon, because you're trying to be something that you're not. Yeah. And I do believe that's what gets people in trouble. Some of it. 22. Don't watch too much media. If you're doing a missing case or a missing person or a crime, try not to watch too much stuff on it. My theory is now, because I tried to do this a few days ago, I watched a lady, she got murdered, and I was going to do a reading on her. And I just realised I got too much information on it. I'm going towards a separate group of people, and it's not going to help with the case because I'm going towards that group of people. And they could be wrong, they might be right, who knows about. But I'm not being honest with the person or the group. So I decided not to do that reading. But what I will say to you guys, if you're going to use this, go by the person's name, where it happened, the case itself, like it's if the person's missing or not, in the date and time. And I would just leave it as that. Because a picture of the person would be good. But besides that, I would not do anything else. I wouldn't look into who's was around the whole situation. Just go by them. The smaller it is, probably the better. And then after you do the reading, you can look over the media, what they got on media, and see if you're right or wrong. That's okay. But I wouldn't do it beforehand because it kind of plays on your mind, kind of thing. Like this plays on your mind, and you might home in tune with one person. Yeah, so you don't want that. So stick with not watching too much media. I would say maybe 1, 2. I'd say 2, 1 to 3 myself, just to see if it's the truth or if it's a fake missing. I would say missing person at this time. If it's a fake or not, just then you can tell, yeah, if it's a fake or not, but not to a point where you're getting a high information of it. So quick and simple. The three or four things I said to you, and just leave it at that. If you know a person or you know this person's spirit, like you or me, you want to do a reading on them, ask them first. Especially if you're going to put it on YouTube, ask them first. Perfect sample. I did it reading for India for 100% heat, Bendigo. What I did, I went and asked her, did it, record it, pass it back to India. Is this okay? I do that more because if this okay, so I don't say something that's not right for her. Like if, I mean, this didn't happen, but if I picked up she wasn't having an affair, she's not having an affair, but if I picked that up, is she alright for me to say that? Or she might be throwing a surprise party and the person might be watching it, that kind of stuff. So I'll ask, and someone like, for me, I picked up on Robert Williams. I know he's passed, but you can still ask if you're on me, because you're going to pick up on him, yeah? So that kind of stuff. So I always ask, and if the person says no, it's okay. You've got other people out there, okay? I say this because a lot of people are different. Everyone's welcome when I do a reading. It's like it's the reading. A lot of people, especially with cases, a lot of people want to do kids or male or females or someone got attacked. They don't do that kind of stuff because it's just too overwhelming for them. At this stage, I'll say everyone's welcome because I don't have an issue with any type of reading. So, man, female, black, white, young, old, missing child, whatever. I'm happy to do it all. But some people aren't, and that's why I put that in there. Don't 25. Don't change your costs. I say this because a lot of people are here out there. They have a different cost for someone's rich to someone like me who I'm at an average blowjob right there, right? I won't change it. One cost for everyone. Doesn't matter who you are. It's just one cost. That's how I do it. 26. There's no I in team. Now you're gonna say, what in the heck? That's okay. It's more when you so you're doing a reading for someone and you're getting something's wrong and there's a no, and you just turn around and say, I'm right, you're wrong. That's not working as a team, right? It's working as a team. You get the right facts and you work together with it. And you get the wrong facts, you move along like that. And the only way you know that if you talk to the person and you work as a team with that person, right? Yeah. 27. Look at the golden nuggets. I call this golden nuggets. I learned this through this William. You'll probably know she's a psychic. And what she says, you look at an object and you might someone said there's something about that house, and you picked up the house, and they might say, can you look more into that house? That's what you're doing. So you're picking the little things into that house. Okay, this is what I've seen, and maybe not all the stuff in the house. Like you might see a red chair, a blue coffee table, a smart TV, and dinner on the table. And then on the table of the dinner, you see chops, gravy, mashed potatoes, and peas and corn, right? And the colour of everything else is okay, they're fine with it, but the meal on the table may be something related to it. And it might be just because it might be connected to a client, and the police officer picks it up and says, well, this is not what Joe Blow said. Yeah, and you get everything else right, so they know this is right. This is not what Joe Blow said. They said they had fish and chips, and that might be important. And you might see 3 sets of dinner sets, all right? And this only was just them eating, that person eating, it was 3. That's the golden nugget. So it's different. Well, there was 3 people there, not just that person. So that's the golden nugget. That's what I mean. So you look at someone asks you more about that detail, look more into that detail. So yeah. Get signs. Now I'm picking this up more, saying like, know if you're right or wrong. So my theory, when I do a missing person, I did this a few months ago, and I'm picking up something. I picked up a house and it was green, and I picked up other stuff related to it. It hasn't been on the news, but this house has been. I had no idea at this stage. But what I did the whole reading, put it on YouTube, right? The following day, I got a message from someone saying the greenhouse was on TV. You kind of know it from the media. And I'm thinking about no idea. I had no idea about the greenhouse. But more I looked into YouTube related to the news, yeah, he was right. The house was connected on the news. So for me, that was a clue that I got it right. So that a sign that, yeah, you got it right or wrong, yeah. Getting the right information. Now this kind of like leaves to the last one. I'll use that too. Everything that you get, this is 41. I wasn't going to do this, but this is probably the best time to do 41. Everything that you pick up, not always connected to the case or the person. I say this more like I have picked up things that I did a reading on a case, and I got some stuff related to the case, like Medicine McCain's story. I used Medicine McCain, where I picked up some of the case stuff, but some of it was nothing related to the case. It was more related just to Medicine herself, like this pink teddy bear. I think she called it Kitty or something like that. I picked up that where her mum and her family's at a picnic table, having balloons, having party. Now, that was nothing related to the case, but it was connected to Medicine's family. So it's stuff like that, or stuff that someone's working on the case. It could be a police officer, family member, whatever, and you might pick up something related for them. So it's like, yep, she's right, or no, she's wrong. So it helps with that, for that kind of stuff. So that leads into the 41 and what was the number? 29, because a lot of it kind of goes in hand. It might not connect to the case, right, in this sense as a case, but it's connected to someone around that case. Or it might be connected to a private reader, in the sense that someone in their family they know, or a friend close by them knows that information. So yeah, get the right information. And I might go to 42, because then I can do 30 to 40 next week. Is the 8 ball. I used the 8 ball in this. I'll tell you the story behind 8 ball. I always use the 8 ball and you'll be right. The story behind 8 ball is watching NICS, right? And there's a lady finds a posted body in a cabin, I would say a cabin. And so she thinks she's psychic and she picks up on stuff. So what happened, Gibbs, the person in charge after NICS, takes her back to, I don't know if it's his workplace, I can't remember, or his house, and he hands her an 8 ball, right? And she tells him things about the case, right? And then he hands her back the case, the 8 ball, and he just leaves it, and she goes, "What's wrong?" And he turns to her and says, "This is nothing to do with the case. It's more to do, it's my 8 ball." Yeah. So I would say that's why I put the 8 ball in. If you throw the 8 ball in the rules in this, you'll be right. Because not if someone just gives you something, don't assume it's related to that situation. Doesn't matter if it's a case, a person, or someone that passed, whatever. It might not be related to it. It might be connected to something else, okay? And that's why I use the 8 ball in this one. Because, yeah, like I said, it doesn't matter what it is, the case or whatever. And don't assume it's connected to that situation. It might be something completely different. So, yeah. So, that's pretty much it. And I could do 30 to 41 next week. Hopefully don't have to add any more in the last 3 weeks. I add more to it. But yeah, so hopefully this is useful. And like I said, feel free to use it. That's why I do it. And if you want a reading from me, you know how I work. Yeah. As a person. And if you like, subscribe and put your thumbs up. And I'll see you next week for the last 10 rules that I do. So see you later. Bye.